So, I thought it would be funny to just share a few of my experiences with what you could call like thought transfer. Basically, it's hard to explain, but when you're present, you're not really thinking about anything. The only thing you're thinking about is the present moment. You know what I mean? And sometimes thoughts may come in, but you're literally directing the thoughts at that point. So there isn't like you kind of drifting off into autopilot. Once you've out-trained autopilot, like, it's very hard for you to go into it. So this one super rainy night, I don't like always do this, but sometimes I'll randomly get like, the idea to go out in the rain and like, I don't know, run around or ride my bike, or like this time I went to the jacuzzi. So I was at the jacuzzi for maybe like 40 minutes, and it had started like raining harder, so I had to put my headphones up on the charger underneath the little like I don't know what they're called right now. Where it was dry. So I was in the jacuzzi, and I was meditating because I didn't have music or anything to listen to. So I was literally just kind of like staring off into the bushes at these really pretty flowers and like just looking up into the sky and like enjoying my moment. And I was super relaxed and just like totally enjoying the moment. And the jets all of a sudden went off, so I had to get up and put them back on. And so I got up and put them back on, and then when I went to turn around to go back into the jacuzzi, there was a man standing there on the other side of the jacuzzi. And it scared the crap out of me, because he didn't say anything. He just waited for me to turn around. So he was like, I'm just going to describe what he looked like. So he was like a bodybuilder. Like, he was really stacked. Like, he was built. But he was like on the shorter side. And he was also older. He was probably, I don't know, 40 to 45. He wasn't attractive to me. And since I've been like, what they say, celibate, and I haven't been with anybody since my last boyfriend, which was like probably like, I don't know, I want to say 6 years ago or something. I just don't think that way about people when I see them. Even if he was a hot guy, I wouldn't automatically think like sexual thoughts, It would just be like, oh yeah, there he is, Like, it would be an observation. So he asked if he could join me in the jacuzzi, which I thought was awkward, you know what I mean? Like, just get in the jacuzzi. Like, the way he said it, I don't know. And the vibe that he was giving off and the feeling that, like, came with everything was odd. I said sure, and I got back in the jacuzzi and I, continued on with my meditating. Like, I didn't look at him once. I wasn't worried about what he was doing, like, nothing. And I didn't want him to be there. I wasn't about to say, no, I don't want you in the jacuzzi. Although I might say that now. If it were to happen today, I might say, you know what? If you're going to ask, I actually would prefer to be alone. So, we all know that we are extremely receptive in water to thought forms, thoughts, thought patterns that are circulating. So I think that's how this happened. And the fact that I was meditating. Oh, I had a frog in my throat. You could say that in that moment, in the jacuzzi, with the jets and the rain and the meditating, you could say that that was like kind of like a spiritual bath, in a sense. Because I was vibing, like I was blitzed out. Because it feels so good, like, I don't know. Anyway, So it was almost like he saw me somehow, maybe up in like an apartment or something, and like, because I'm just like in my moment, you know, like a kid, but an adult. Anyway, so I'm just like sitting there meditating. Like I'm not thinking about him at all. And all of a sudden I get this like vision of me and him making out. Like this like, I don't know, it was like a flash of like, and I was like grossed out in my mind. Like it wasn't something that I created and wanted. I had already been there for 40 minutes, and it probably took like 5 minutes for the vision to come in. So I was like frustrated and annoyed. Like I was like, it felt so intrusive, and like I was grossed out. So I got up and left. Like I was disgusted. My mind, my imagination would never come up with that. I know it wouldn't. I didn't find him attractive at all. Like, at all. Like, there was not an ounce of me that thought, like, any kind of sexual feeling towards this guy. It was gross. If I sound annoyed talking about it or, like, disgusted, it's because I really am. Like, I'm so sick of it. Like, so many people just getting in my business and, like, trying to... It grosses me out now. They're so enmeshed. They're so, like, emotional. They're so... I'm getting itchy. Anyway, so... I've been itchy today. But that's besides the point. Anyway, so we're gonna, go into the next story, which actually, I believe, was with a female. So, I was at this gym for a little bit. I'll leave it there for a sec. So I used to have a membership at 24 Hour Fitness, and I would always go to the same gym where I am, near where I am right now. And I was working out one day, and I really like, I don't want to say I really like it, but I've always been the type to give compliments to people. If I honestly, genuinely think the thought, I'll tell them. I don't do it to, like, butter them up or not even to necessarily make them feel good, but it's just like I'm present, so I just say what's on my mind. And some people might think that it's love bombing or, like, you know, they could say that, but it's not with everybody. It's just if I have the thought. And it also is with women too. Women that aren't begging for my attention, I tell them. Like if they're cute or if they have like a nice trait, you know, stuff like that. And I don't ever talk to them again. This is just like free, you know, it's just thoughts to me, you know, basically. Like observations and whatever. They like hearing my observations. So, anyways, so I was working out one time at 24, and I just like was taking a break from my workout, which I don't usually do, and I was looking around, and I noticed the guy next to me, the kid. I mean, you could say he's a kid. He's probably like, I don't know, 20 or something. But I looked over and he was just so cute because he was like struggling in his bicep preacher curl. Sometimes I'm called to speak out loud to certain people, and it could be somebody being rude and disrespectful, like with their meta communication, or it can be somebody, not, and like I said, like I'm like saying something to them nice or something. It can be anything. Different circumstances come up all the time. But I was speaking out loud, I remember, and I usually, like, I'm looking around and I look over at this kid after I'm done saying what I was saying, and he was so focused on his set. He was doing a preacher curl set and bicep curl. A preacher bicep curl. And the amount of effort he was putting in was so cute. Because he was cute too. He was very cute, very attractive. But he was so focused on himself. And I thought it was adorable, so I let him know. I waited till he was done with his set, and I just told him, I just was honest with him about what I thought. I don't know, I just said, man, you are super cute. I hope you don't let any of these people make you feel ugly, because you are freaking so cute. So I just said that, and he just smiled. Like, we didn't even talk, nothing. And I don't even think I ever saw him again after that for a while. I ended up going to another gym, and, yeah, it didn't work out at 24, so I ended up moving to a different gym. So I didn't see him for a little while, and I ended up, joining another gym after that gym that I was at. And the maybe second day that I went, he was actually working the front desk. And, like, he noticed me first, and I noticed him. But I didn't, like, acknowledge it or make it obvious. But he wanted me to notice. And when because I looked down at my app that I was checking in with. Because I, like, walked in and, like, saw, like, the front desk and people behind it. I didn't look at specifics because I was looking at my phone and I was about to put it up. And so, like, I saw him looking at me, but I didn't look directly at him to see that it was him that it was. So I had the phone in my hand, and I went to go put it up to the little beeper scanner thing. And when I did that, I looked up at him, and I smiled, and I gave him, like, a look of acknowledgement, and he smiled back, like, relieved that I noticed that it was him. And it was just like, you know, you just notice these things, okay? So, I just, you know, was a member, and I would periodically see him, and that was it. It was like kind of a, maybe like a flirty high and a different kind of high every time, but that was it. It was just like that's it. Hey, flirty, in my mind, I know nothing is going to happen between me and this kid. Like, I just, as time went on even, like, I just knew that, like, nothing would happen because he had a girl already. He, like, I was working out one time, and he, like, I don't know, sat at the bench next to me, and it was like a late, like, Friday night or something, and no one was in there, and he was, like, waiting for me to, like, be done with everything, and I think he was gonna say something, or maybe he was hoping I would say something to him, because he was not working out, and he was just sitting on the bench, but I didn't say anything. And then a girl walked up, and, like, she was like, you know, it was obvious they were together. So it was just weird. It was like he was trying to make me feel jealous. Like, I don't know, he kind of played on the situation. I can't say, like, that is definite, you know, like, for every person. Everybody is different in maturity. And when I was 27, I was with a 19-year-old, and he was, from that point, like, at that point, like, the most mature person I had ever been with. So I can't say, like, because somebody's 20 or, you know, 23, they're incapable of having a mature relationship. Everybody's different. Everybody came up from a different background. So, but patterns are arising to where that isn't a possibility for me anymore based on their behavior. The lack of maturity is going up in men and women. Anyways, so, Andy had a girlfriend. So at that point, it's done. Like, I'm uninterested. Like, even, there was no thought that there was a moving forward anyway. But at that point, I'm just basically, like, stating what happened in this situation leading up to this vision that was implanted. So, honestly, I can't remember right now if the vision that was implanted happened before or after me seeing he had a girlfriend. I'm sure it was after. I'm pretty sure it was after. Because I saw that he had a girlfriend, like, right in the very beginning, which totally cut everything off because I hadn't even talked to him yet to know really how mature he was, but that showed me. He had zero respect for me and zero respect for her or him. If you know anything about psychology, you will know that. So if you're out there with a spouse trying to like attract the opposite sex, you got some serious issues. Okay? Oof. So at this point, he had a girlfriend, like any kind of like flirtatious highs, or like there was a restriction put on any kind of thoughts that I had. Like there wasn't a need for a restriction because that was the restriction. So about a month went by, and he would just be at the front, and I would just walk in like he was just like anybody else. So, and he was sad. I could tell he was sad, and he got mad, and he even tried to make fun of my appearance after that. And it's like, dude, you have a girlfriend. Like, he was mad at me. It's like, dude, are you stupid? Anyways, like, I say these things, but it's like just in meta communication. We had never spoken to each other. So I was foam rolling in the back of the bedroom. I'm not. So one of the girls that worked at the front desk, when I walked in and one day she noticed that he was like upset, made a face like of sadness when I didn't look at him. You know, and she said, I walked past the desk and continued on, and I heard her say to the girl next to her, blah, 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 likes brandy. And they all know my name. I don't know his name. I don't even remember it was like Alex or something, what his name was. So I was foam rolling in the back one day, and it's in the back of the bathroom. She was walking in with two girls, and it might have even been that day. I can't remember, but maybe it was. And so she like came in, and I was foam rolling, like totally peaceful. I wasn't even listening to music. I was meditating. So she was walking in with these two girls, and all of a sudden she came in and banged on a locker and got my attention in that direction, and simultaneously, oh my gosh, I'm probably creaming that word. It sounds funny, but she like sent like a vision of me out to dinner on a date with this kid. Like literally, like she felt bad for him and saw that he liked me. Oh my gosh. And like put this idea together to like implant this idea in hopes that I would like, you know, like start liking him or liking him again or not liking him again. Like I didn't really like him. Anyways, I just don't think that way. Like I don't have like random visions like that. Like I was directing my thoughts. Like I was meditating. You know, I was foam rolling. Like I'm totally like in my body, and like not just foam rolling. I'm like on a tennis ball or a weight. I was actually on a weight, like a dumbbell, like a tiny one. So I was like in my body, and it was just perfect timing for her to do it. But like I remember exactly what it looked like. Like I can just like stare off and like see the vision. It wasn't my idea. It wasn't my imagination. So anyways, yeah, those are the two stories. Both about like guys, maybe because it's like a sexual charge, something. A sexual charge in the body is one of the most powerful charges. So, like if they're feeling sexual too, like if the guy is feeling sexual and he's trying to implant the thought, or even the girl, like the sexual creative energy using the imagination and all of it put together, like it's powerful. So yeah. And it happens with children, like people, but like definitely with children. Like I'm super receptive with kids. Like Yeah, dude. Like, there's a presense, and in that presense, you're gonna receive the thought. Only if you're present. Like, it's like you catch it in the in-between. You have to have your in-between moments. I've also seen it, like, in the crowd at the gym, like, when I'm working out. It is so funny to watch. It's them thinking the same thought or having thought transfer. But you'll see people doing the same meta communication at the same time. Even if they can't see each other. Or if they're like just like slightly off walking like in different directions but near each other. And again, like the groups of people all at the same time. Like they're it's so wild. So yeah, those were just some experiences I had. Oh my goodness. I'm using a light. It's blinding my eyes. I can't see myself. It feels funny. It's Mission Receptivity. That's going to be the title. You got the VIP action. The premiere. You're the first to hear. Receptivity to the transmissions. Transmission receptivity is